Buenas, Brooklyn. Buenas, Brooklyn. Oh no. Buenas, Brooklyn. Oh no. Oh. Good morning, Jomarian. How's everyone today? Good morning, Malia. How are we? So, how was your weekend? Feliz lunes a todos. Did you have a good weekend? Ooh, who did you see? Anybody good, Malia? So, if y'all can hear me this morning, give me a thumbs up real quick because give me a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. Because what happened to me on I think it was Saturday. Um, I had one of those Jomarian, you'll appreciate this. I had those like ads pop up while I was just doing my thing on the computer, a random ad. And I clicked, good morning, Malaysia. I went to click off of it. And guess what? It was a malware virus kind of a thing, hacking kind of a thing for ads. So, long story short, I had to delete the entirety of my Chrome browser. Hello. And reinstall everything. So that's what I did this weekend. So if you guys, we have bumps and things that aren't working today, please let me know so I can try to address them. Okay. But I hope y'all had a good weekend. So up last week, we started a new vocab about setting the table. Remember, you guys? Really? Yeah. It's just horrible when you get like when your computer gets hijacked, it's just horrible. Anyway, we'll make the best of it. But last week, you guys, we started on some new vocab, right? On setting the table and some new verbs and stuff, right? So up here, which word best describes this image? Very good. Was it sucio or limpio? So in other words, which word is clean and which word is dirty? Which word best describes the image? Sucio or limpio? So just pop it in the chat. Feel free to open up your vocab list, right? Because we didn't get it finished. Very good, Malia. Very good, Brooklyn. You guys, what's the difference between when something ends in an O and something ends in an A? Because these are describing words, right? And so what's the difference when something, yeah. So masculine or feminine, right? So if we're describing something that's masculine, we would say sucio or limpio. If we were describing something that was feminine, we would say sucia or limpia, right? Okay, so yes, we do. So tell me, you guys here, Which word best describes the image? Sucio or limpio? And like I say, feel free to pull up your vocab list. Okay. So you're all telling me, well, not Arshad because he's not here. But y'all are telling me that you think it's sucio. Sucio meaning dirty. And you're absolutely right. So sucio, dirty, limpio, clean. Okay. All right, muy bien. So what are we doing today? We are, well, first of all, es el 29 de septiembre. And tenemos una prueba hoy, a quiz today sobre los pronombres directos, which we reviewed the other day or one day last week. And then with the time that we have left, practiquemos con el vocabulario y hacemos tareas, right? That we're missing. Sí, tenemos tareas que nos falta, right? If we have missing assignments, then we'll have some time to work on that. Okay. First of all, preguntas. Any questions about direct object pronouns or anything like that before we get started today? Something that you need clarified, maybe where they go, where they don't go, what if it's negative, etc. Any questions that come to mind? Just speak up, please. Put it in the chat. Okay. All right, so let's head on over to Canvas real quick. Brooklyn, go ahead and back out of that one. And I'm waiting on my computer too. So when you get there, you guys, just hang on one second and I'll show you where we need to be. Well, actually, yeah, just hang on one second. That'll be fine. I'm just waiting on my thing to settle down here. Okay. And this is not meant to be a big deal, right? But I do want you to take your time on it. I want you to do well. So if you can take a look at my screen, you guys, real quick, my Zoom. In our Unidad Cuatro, direct object pronouns, it should be this last thing here that says prueba. Do y'all see that right here? Yeah. So you saw this the other day, so it's really not a surprise. Select the best response for the question. This is a quiz, so no notes or other resources can be used. Feel free to ask me any questions. Do not leave the Canvas tab, right? You will have 3 attempts, and I encourage you to use them all. Canvas will keep the highest score. And of course, I always go back and grade it manually just in case there were some errors or something like that. Okay, so it is 8:35-ish. And go ahead and get started. When you're finished, what I'd like you to do is look around, make sure that you have all of your work turned in, because Friday is it, you guys. Friday is it, right? It's the end of the quarter, the end of the 9 weeks. And then let's just chill while everyone else finishes, and then we'll continue on with our new stuff. Okay. All right. Any questions? All right. Let's do it to it. Malia, you have an issue? Are you having troubles? Again, if you guys are having troubles, if you have a question rather, just let me know. Okay, just remember you guys have 3 attempts. Take your time. Feel free to ask me anything. You want to stay in Canvas. You don't want to open another tab. Okay, well, if you put it back up on your screen, I can take a look at it real quick. Thank you. Okay, remember, if you're finished, you should be checking out and make sure you have all of your VHL work done. Right, you guys, any other assignments done since Friday is it for those? While we wait for everyone else to finish. Or since you have multiple attempts on this thing, you can try again. If you think you're unsure. I have to manually grade those, Jamarian. So just be double check yourself. Try to be sure. Arshad, we're working on our quiz. On direct object pronouns. Remember, we reviewed for it the other day. Here's what it looked like, if you can see my Zoom screen. Yep. I was just gonna say, Jamarian, if you can pull those up on your Go Guardian, I can give you some feedback. You want me to look at number 5? There you go. All right, let me make this bigger so I can see it. That's what you have for number 5 is perfect. Anybody else want some feedback? Yep. Except I don't see you anymore. To get booted out, Jamarian. Okay. Make that bigger. Um, all good, but you need to double check the gender there. No, no, no. You're right, except for the gender. It's torta. You were right. Go back to the way you had it. But it's torta. Let me see what you got up there now. Hold on. Yep, that's it. That's it, Joe Mary. Naomi, did you submit? I mean, Brooklyn, did you submit? Yeah. Okay. Malia, you submitted too, right? Malia, give me thumbs up. Marlacia, are you still working? Yeah, it's fine. I just checking in. Arshad, are you done? Okay, thank you. Okay, so you guys, while we wait for everyone else to finish, like I said, go ahead and check in grades and see that you've got everything turned in. Check your VHL. So remember, you guys, to check VHL, you have to go there. Like it's not going to give you individual listing of assignments in Canvas, right? You have to actually go to VHL to see if you're missing anything there. We are going to try to finish our guided notes today, the ones that we started last week, as soon as everyone's finished with the quiz. Yep, let me get over there. Let's see what I got. Give me a second. The very last one, Joe Marion. The very last one, hold on one second. You forgot the pronoun. You need to add the pronoun in. So just like you would have done in 5, you're going to do in 6, but you just forgot the pronoun. Brooklyn, try that again, please. I want to see if it's unblocked now. Go ahead and click on it again. The book, the little blue thing. Brooklyn. Is it still thinking? There you go. Okay, did you get that submitted? Are we all done with the quiz, you guys? Yep. Yep. Like I said, let me get there. All right, you guys. How do you feel about finishing up? We still have about a half an hour. Let's go ahead and finish those guided notes so that we can get them turned in. Okay, you guys, what do you say? Yes, thumbs up. Everybody with me this morning? Okay. Muy bien. Good job on those quizzes, you guys. So tell me in chat, 3, 2, 1. Was it hard? Was it pretty decent? Or was it totally confusing? 3, it was hard. 2, it was decent. 1, it was confusing. 2, it was hard, or was decent rather. Okay, y'all are telling me 2, it was decent. Nothing too cray cray. All right, very good. That makes me happy. Okay, so check out my Zoom screen, you guys. This is where we were. Let me go over to Canvas and make sure that I'm in a good place here. This is what our guided notes look like. I'm sorry about that. So please pull those up. Let me know if you have trouble finding yours. I think we said if you submit them, you can find them, or if you don't submit them, you can find them if you did them in Canvas, right? Was it if you didn't submit them? I think so. So we did the words. We did napkin, spoon, knife, fork, etc., etc. Where we stopped was the verbs. Okay, so in the second column over here, so that we can figure out what they are. And notice my little arrowy thing, because sometimes we forget to keep scrolling. And what I added here was regular ER verb endings and IR verb endings, because those are the verbs that we're going to be using here. I also added the irregular form. And remember, you guys, we talked about, I mentioned yo-go verbs. We call these yo-go. And the reason we call them yo-go is because our yo form, like you can see in my middle box right here, right, is an irregular. It's actually going to end in the word go. So I went ahead and put that in there. And then I put this verb, which is one of our verbs that we're going to look at, traer. And I put it in just because it's so weird looking to like our eyes. And so we'll talk about what is so weird about that. Okay. All right. Any questions about where we are or what we're doing? All right. So be in your second column over here. Let's figure out what they mean. And then we'll talk about those and you can get them submitted, right? And then we can switch gears today. Okay. Let me pull up my stuff. Yeah. My, if you joined us late, you guys, I was saying that I had to delete my entire browser this weekend. So I apologize until I get it all ordered again. Gonna be a little goofy. Okay. All right, are we ready? I need to see. So Joe Marion, you got your thing pulled up. Marlacia, you got your notes pulled up. Brooklyn, our shot, I'm just not seeing them. I'm not saying you don't have them. I just don't see them. So let's just make sure that we're all in the right place. Okay. Bueno, so give me a thumbs up, you guys, if you can see my screen. Okay, Brooklyn, thank you. Malia, did you disappear? Are you still with us, Malia? Chat to me, Malia. Oh, there you are. Okay. Can you hear me, Malia? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I don't know where you went. You had a totally like black screen, like you were no longer there. Okay. Good. All right. So we're going to look at these, what we're going to call go verbs, right? We're going to call them yo go, like I was just saying, because the yo form, we actually add the word go, okay, to the end of our yo form. So let's see. So here we go. In your, you should have these listed, and you're typing in Spanish, so I'll take a minute. If I go too fast or if I go too slow, let me know. Okay, so make sure that you're adding these to your vocab list, to your guided notes. Tener, we have seen before, right? To say that we have something. We also use it when we're talking about our age, right? Tengo 15 años, I'm 15 years old, right? Tengo, well, that's a go verb, right? So tener, venir, to come over, like to come over to somebody's house. Decir is to say. Hacer is to do or to make. Salir is to leave or go out or exit. Poner, to put or place. So last week we saw the little video of those people setting the table, right? Poner la mesa. So we say setting the table, and this can be setting as well, to set, like set something down. Poner, okay. Traer, to bring, and oír, to hear. Oír, it's a very strange. Number 7 and number 8 are very strange to our English eye. Okay, make sure you're typing in the Spanish. Marlacia, you have such a good vibe. Okay. Are we good with this slide? Can I go on? Yes. Anybody? Joe? Brooklyn? Malia? Arshad? Yeah. All right. So let's try to find out what we know. We see what they mean. So let's figure out how they work. What I want to draw your attention to real quick, you guys, once again, is that each one of these is an ER or an IR verb. Okay. And so they're going to work, they're going to have the endings of an ER or an IR verb. Okay. With the exception of the yo form. Okay. Now, some of these are like stem changing and all of that stuff. We're going to try to focus on how the endings work. Okay. All right. So I don't want you to write all of this down unless that's what you want to do, but this is going to be in your resource library. Just know that. Okay. So I just want to draw your attention to a couple of things, right? So we have 3 of the verbs here that are on our list. Hacer, to make or to do. Poner, to put, to set or place something. Salir, to leave, go out, or exit. Okay. And so they're ER, an ER, or an IR verb. Simple enough. So let's look at those endings first of all. On your scroll down, you guys, on your guided notes, and you once again should see. I'll pull it up for you. Because I'd like you to follow along with me. In your guided notes, you guys, you have this endings for ER and IR verbs. So go ahead and just keep your guided notes up right there for now. Okay, so you'll kind of follow what my thinking a little bit. Okay, so you see those verb endings there. Okay, All right. So looking at my screen, so they're ER, IR, or ER and IR verbs, right? So we have O, ES, E, right? Look here, hemos, right? And N. If it's an IR, we have O, ES, E, but emos, right? You guys, emos with an I and an N. So just as a refresher, ER and IR verbs have the exact same endings with the exception of the nosotros. In nosotros, it stays true to form, IR, right? So IMOS, ER, and therefore EMOS. Okay, everybody following my thought so far? Yes? Okay. So the only goofy thing then about these verbs and why we call them the yo-go form is because you can see that our root becomes irregular and we add go. In other words, in this case, we would drop the C, right? In this case, we'd add go to pon, right? And in this case, we add go to sal, right? So they're go verbs because it's hago, pongo, and salgo, which is why I put that little bit in your guided notes. Okay. So other than that, they work like a regular ER verb or regular IR verb, but for the yo form. Okay. So it's not difficult, just something that, again, that we have to remember to do. Okay. In your notes again, you have traer, meaning to bring. Now, why did I pick these two to put up here? Because these are the two that, for my opinion, are the ones weirdest to our eyes. Okay. Now, how do I mean? Well, if you have a regular ER verb, and you know the drill, right? We would take off the ER, right? And that would leave us our root. Well, when we have this trier verb, okay, looking at these, we add our es, e, emos, and n to the root tra. So it's an odd word looking to us. Tu traes, right? You bring. Tu traes. Él trae. Nosotros traemos. Ellos traen. So it's odd to us. And then even more odd, you guys, if you haven't seen what I mean by now, is our yo-go situation. So in this case, we add an IGO. Okay, so this is why, again, I put it in your guided notes, and this will be in your resource library, but you still need to be aware that it's a goofy one. Okay. The other goofy one is oír, to hear. Once again, it's an IR verb. So if we get rid of the IR to find the root or the stem, that only leaves us an O. That's not much to go on. So you can see that this one is highly, highly, highly irregular, I should say. It's a go verb that adds the I, just like we did in traer, right? Traigo, okay, with the IGO. So now we add to our O, we had IGO here, and it becomes oigo. Yo oigo. Right? And since you guys are muted and you want to say, if you want to practice saying these out loud to yourself, by all means, yo oigo, but tu oyes. So again, it becomes a Y here. But our endings, you guys, are still regular IR verb endings. It's just the root that goes nuts and the yo form that goes nuts. So oigo, oyes, oye. Oímos, oyen. That's to hear. Okay. I hear a noise, right? It's not to listen, because listen is escuchar, right? So it's a different action, listening and hearing. So I hear, you hear, he hears, we hear, they hear. Oigo, oyes, oye, oímos, and oyen. So just know, you guys, that those are really, really highly irregular. We also have tener, that, like I said, we talked about. We've seen this one before, to have. It's a stem changer. Our T-E-N becomes T-I-E-N. And then we just add our regular endings. So tienes, tiene, tenemos, and tienen. We've seen this one tons of times, but we just need to realize that it's a yo-go verb as well. Yo tengo, I have. Okay, questions so far? This is like a verb fest, you guys. There's nothing exciting or whatever about this other than building awareness that these are highly irregular. And if we're going to use them, we need to use the resources available to us to help us. Okay. I don't expect you guys at this point to have these all memorized, because they're too goofy, right? But just know that they are weird. Okay. Okay. Then we have hacer. Again, it's an ER verb. Hago is our goofy one. The rest pretty much work like a regular ER verb. Okay. All right. Poner, to set the table, to put, you know, I don't know, something. It's going to be yo pongo. Other than that, it's going to work like a regular verb, ER verb. Okay. Okay. Traer can also mean to wear. Salir is an IR verb. Again, we've seen this one, and it's got the yo form. So I put all these in here because I wanted to kind of make sure that you could see the actual full conjugation, like in all the forms. Okay. And again, this will be in your module. Okay. All right. So let's just try a couple of these. We're not going to do all 10 or 12 or how many there are. But let's do the first one together. Okay. They all say number one when you share the screen, but let's do this first one. So our verb is poner. Now let's remember, you guys, these are all yo-go verbs. Everybody with me? So if this is yo here, I'm going to get rid of my ER, right? And because it's yo, what am I going to add as an ending? I'm going to add go, right? So yo pongo las flores en la canasta, right? I put the flowers in the basket. Yo pongo. Okay. All right. Now let's look at this next one. Our verb is traer. And remember, I said this is the one that's odd to our I. It's tú. So if we get rid of ER to find the root, okay, then we're on trier, Brooklyn. So if it's, how would we spell it? What is the ending? It's O-E-S-E, emos, and N. So what's my ending going to be? Very good. Very good, Marlacia. Joe Marion, how about you? Malia? Okay. So traes, right? Right, you guys? O-E-S-E, emos, and N. And so we get rid of the ER, and then our ending becomes that one. It just works like a regular ER verb. Okay, it's not yo, it's tú. All right, let's come down here to this one. Mis abuelos, so it's plural. My grandparents are leaving the cinema. So it's plural. And it's IR verb, which remember works like an ER verb, except for nosotros. And it's a yo-go verb. So what would this one be? We get rid of the IR, we find our root or stem, and what would our ending be if it's plural? If you still have your guided notes pulled up, you should be able to figure it out. Good, Marlasia. Anyone else? Pop it in the chat. You guys all practice. If you have your guided notes, just try, think about it logically. Anyone else besides Marlasia? Going to give this one a try? It should be mis abuelos salen. Salen. Okay, because it's plural. Okay, let's try this one. We have a yo form and our verb is salir. So what do I do? It's a yo form, Jamarian, Malia, Brooklyn, Arshad. It's a yo form for salir. Yo form. Remember, these are yo go verbs. So what do I do? Brooklyn, very good. Joe, what do you say? If it's a yo go verb, right? We get rid of the IR to find our root. And what do we add on a yo go verb if it's yo here? Good, Malia. Anyone else? Okay. All right. So let's take a look. It becomes, we just add a go, right? We get rid of the IR. So we have the stem or the root, and then we add a go because it's yo. That's why we're calling them yo go verbs. Okay. All right. Any questions, you guys? We'll practice some more of these. I don't know what's our time. We have some time today. Okay. We'll come back to this and we'll practice some more. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And what I want you guys to do now is to make sure that you go back to Canvas and you submit. Please submit your vocab. Submit your guided notes. Por favor. Because we want to get our business squared away, don't we? Okay, I am going to put a link in the chat and we're going to kind of close class out this way. Give me a second. So we're running out of time a little bit. Okay, quickly, let's try to quickly, you guys, load this up. Por favor. Let's try to load this in and let's just play a real quick game. Can we do it? Jamarian, Arshad? I don't see anyone in. All right. I got Marlacia, I got Malia. Come on, guys, quickly. Click on that link. I got Brooke, gentlemen. I got Arshad. Jamarian, is it working for you? Okay, I'm going to start. This is just our vocab about forks, knives, spoons, whatever, right? Just to kind of finish out the day today. Okay, give it your best shot. Thank you, Arshad. Thank you, Joe. Give it your best shot, Brooke. You got this. All right. Okay, you guys, it's 9:40. Don't want you to be late. Go ahead and back out of that. Great job today. We did a lot. Be proud. Okay. And we will practice some more on Wednesday. Okay, you guys. Adios. Have a great rest of your day. Good luck on your tests. your rest of your tests today. Okay, you guys. Adios. Have a wonderful day. Gracias.